You don't love someone because they come from the same culture, or because they similar age, or because they same religion, or because their finances are similar. Love is love. And these true love stories, these true soul connections, that come with a mission, right, in this world. So usually throw us and push us on a journey of healing for our transformation. They prove exactly that. They prove exactly that. Unconditional love doesn't care. And I feel like both of you are bound by conditioning. So you would be bound a little bit by your culture, perhaps religion. Watch the previous parts. This person more for background, for finances, for money, right? So there are certain things. I want to do another row. To be honest, I wasn't expecting this, because both of your parts were so beautiful, and now we're asking the truth, and the spirit is not. Let's see. We're just getting Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, because I was disappointed. Remember what I said. I'm a goddess of love. I'm a reader for love. My mission here is to make people know what love is, and this is what you're giving me? That's what I wanted. Thank you. Love. Unconditional love. Self-love, wholeness, affection, effectiveness, selflessness. True love. True love doesn't care that a woman is 15 years younger, that a man is broke and you're a freaking princess, okay? That you're from different religions, from whatever this nonsense BS matrix is telling us to believe. Love is love. Love is love. Love is love. No time, no space, no separation can change that. I'm hearing something, you guys. Do you remember, when I told you in the first parts, when we started tapping into your energies, that this seems like this beautiful Disney story, right? But show me one beautiful Disney story that came to fruition without challenge, quest, separation. Because true love needs opportunity to prove that this is love. Through times, through realms, through lifetimes. Teddy bear. Teddy bear. And it's on top of that conditioning. It's you both, you will transform for each other how you think about love. Wants you back. Wants you back. Self-indulgence, that's on top of that, not today. One more. I want one more and we'll talk. Dirt digging. What is this? You guys, Spirit, I don't want to say it. Do I have to say it? I'm hearing this might just be digital for a few of you, if literally not one person, you guys. But I'm looking at this coffin, this dirt biggie. Maybe a person works. I was literally hearing like cemetery, but maybe like death, deceased people, like dead people. Something related to. It's actually a beautiful thing. I always thought this, you guys. These kind of jobs, death is part of life. It's such a taboo in our culture that people fear. Death is just the beginning of one's journey. People who can assist others through this process, because whether that's no matter what you do, right, to deal with death, to deal with the process of death, to to work in with crime scenes, with also like law enforcement, right? Or as a death doula, or as a doctor working with, or a nurse with elderly people. Such a beautiful thing to do. It's the death is when we awaken, when we remember that this is just a temporary avatar that we invented for our soul to grow. Again, it's just the beginning on one's journey. There's a reason it came to my mind, but I kind of want to want more for that, because it's spirits. I don't know why I'm seeing white bats. That's a weird thing. Do white bats even exist? Maybe that means something to someone. What? Eternity. I'm looking at this card. It says engagement, but it says eternity and completion. Sudden. It may be overall energy of your connection, right? It is like a sudden change, something you didn't expect. But I really think this, it may be that some of these masculines, and perhaps they see this as a darkness, like they don't even have a job, but to me it's a beautiful thing to do. Sudden death, I was hearing. Anywho, let's get back to overall energy, you guys. Overall, I feel this is something that came into your life to teach you what love is really about. It's something that will initiate a process of true death and rebirth, true awakening. How it's going to end up from here, who knows? We're going to tap deeper into that energy, right? But it is true. There's a reason I was saying this to you. Those true love stories, those true Disney stories, they need separation. They need challenges. And you guys, I'm a reader for divine love, right? And I say this to you guys all the time, and I stand by it. What kind of a love story is this? They met, they fell in love, they started dating, they got married, they live happy ever after. Boring. Is that the story you tell to your grandchildren? No, it's boring. This is why nobody watches that kind of movies. What we want to see is he embarked on a quest. She didn't know what was going on with him. They were separated through times, through realms, right? Lord of the Rings, kind of a thing. That's what we want to hear. This is why these Disney stories always have, social, differences and quests and evil mother-in-law or evil ex-girlfriend that meddles into everything and then makes you believe that, he doesn't love you anymore. And because it's beautiful. It proves that love is love. There is no evil ex-girlfriend or evil mother-in-law. There is no time, space, realm that would change that would separate that. Nothing, no shadow, no darkness. It's impossible. True love conquers all. Yeah. Now you're talking spirits. Let's do a couple of these for what this connection really is, and then we're going to do tarot. One more. All right. What do we have? We have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I think you're gonna need this collective. There's a reason I'm being all like love conquers all. You're gonna need that. You're gonna have to stay optimistic. I feel this collective, I always said to you guys that on these journeys we tap into our mission, and part of my mission is I work with divine love. I work with love. I am a goddess of love, right? I'm a priestess of love, right? And part of my mission is to remind people what true love really is, and what true divine union and divine flow really is. And I was looking at her, it's like she's like this goddess of love, like giving flowers to this statue. And I was thinking that maybe part of your mission will be that as well. Us healers, we have varieties of missions, right? It's I talk about this all the time if you watch me. We have different missions in this life, but maybe, you know, love and proving to this world that love is just, nothing matters when it comes to love. We have past life relationship, which is confirmation. You know what it says? You have known each other before. Didn't I say this in the first part? Remember? I've known you from somewhere. You have past lifetimes with this person. And not because this is a karmic connection and traumatic connection. You've loved each other. With true soul connections, we don't fall in love with each other. We remember that we've loved each other in every lifetime that we shared together. You guys, this collective, you have to go to my YouTube, okay? And I have a playlist that is called Divine Feminine Masterclass. And there's an episode, you can watch it all, it's going to help you. But there's an episode, Divine Love and Past Lives. Gotta watch that. We have flirt, which is confirmation, right? Extend your light-hearted energy to others. We've been talking about this since the beginning. That's sort of a characteristic of your connection, is that it's a lot of light-heartedness, a lot of flirtatious. You're the love bugs. You're the love bugs. You're going to teach people one day what love is really about. They will look at you and they will feel your energy. That won't change through 10, 20, 30 years. How it will grow. Remember, your story is just beginning. So we're going to have some challenges here, right? But and we have two more. We have children. Your life is being affected by children. I'm not feeling that it is being affected. But I feel like maybe it's something that you want. Maybe you even spoke about this with this person. It's like it came up that, like, I'm hearing not actually, my candle just went crazy. Not actually like, ooh, do you want to have children? I want to have children too. But I feel like maybe you talked about that you would always think that if you're going to be a parent, you're going to raise your children differently. And I feel, for whatever reason, I'm hearing that you're both bound by conditioning, right? But you both, on some level, are conscious of that. It really takes us a lot of time to release that conditioning, but we can be conscious that it's there from the very beginning. And I feel like you were both raised in conditioning, but just a different one. So for you, it was more about status, religion, tradition, whereas for your masculine, it will be more about finances and money. And I feel like both of you would dream that if one day you had a child, you wouldn't pass that conditioning onto that child. That's what I'm hearing. And we have wedding. This situation involves marriage. I want one more for that because I'm hearing things. Spirit, don't do this to me. Give me one more. Getting to know each other. As you reveal innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Getting to know each other. You know what I was actually hearing? It's on top of that past life relationships. I feel like in any of the lifetimes that you shared, which would make sense, it's not necessarily always the case, but it would make sense that you never got there, but you always wanted. You know how I always say, that's why I told you watch that episode, you know how I always say that we see only this lifetime in this human body, but when we truly awaken, we start to realize that our journey is a journey of a soul, right? So the last lifetime is a grand finale. But there's a lot you still have to know, not just of each other, but of yourselves. Okay, let's do tarot. I'm gonna need a breather after this one. I got all emotional. Tell me what this connection is, Spirit. We have the devil. Not a surprise. Release your burden. Ace of Cups. You know, I feel this collective, both of you, deep down somewhere, buried in your heart. You do believe what I said, right? Love is love and love conquers all, right? But sometimes we say it, but we don't really embody it. We live in a world bound by fear, bound by shadows, bound by program, vicious, patriarchal program that constantly feeds separation, right? Politically, religiously, culturally, they keep trying to make us believe that we're separated from each other, that we're different because of our skin color, because of our sex, because of our age, because of our culture, because of our finances. We're all one. We're all one supreme consciousness. We all come from one source. Those of us who've been on this rodeo for 400, 500 lifetimes, we've been it all. You've been it all. Black, white, man, woman, right? Poor, rich, slave, king. You've done it all. It's just a game. We're all one. Our worth in this world, whoever thinks that they're better than someone else, because I'm hearing that maybe your mission will really stop making me cry, Spirit. I'm on a job here, okay? I really feel this collective, once you reach your healing, once you tap into your mission, right? My ears keep getting blocked. You tap into your mission. Not only you will have to teach this world what love is really about, but you will have to teach this world the frequency of love. You know how some people think they look down on people because I was born in this country and I'm white and I'm a man or whatever, right? And I have money, and then these people who are immigrants and who live, nothing of nothing. Nothing of life, and you're probably going to spend your next lifetime exactly there, in a ghetto, to learn your lessons. Because the day your soul awakens and realizes the nonsense things that you were saying and looking down on people because of their race and their financial status, you're going to be ashamed of yourself. We're one. We come from one source. This is one world out of many. There are other worlds in this universe where these ridiculous differences that we've invented for each other don't even exist. The value that we carry is the value of our soul, who we are. And because of these differences, you will teach one day the world that. But right now, whether you realize that this exists and you don't like it, right? You're bound by it. You haven't freed yourself from it. You haven't loved yourself enough to understand, because you still feel these differences. Right? Whether you want to accept it or not, and you have points of low self-esteem. If you would have released yourself from it, you wouldn't be looking at your person and thinking, How did I get this lucky? They're gonna dump me sooner or later when they realize, right? Because you still lack self-esteem. This connection now is here for you to it's like this bubble. They're showing me like this bubble of space and time that will be created for you to really see the meaning of life. I want another row. I'm starting to talk crazy, but that's what I'm hearing. I'm looking at this clock on this card. It's like maybe you have one of these clocks like around your house, you know, like those really old wooden like standing clocks. Very beautiful. Can you see, like, this one is quite small, but they have like the really large ones that make that sound. It's like you're embarking on a journey where the time will stop. I love those readings when I'm hearing things that I'm not even understanding. Knight of Pentacles. I'm rarely confused. And it's funny because I feel like this collective, you are on the beginning of your journey, right? Whether you know it or not. And I'm hearing things and seeing things from when your journey will come into fruition, which is very rare. I mean, sometimes on a personal readings, it usually happens when someone comes to me on sessions, and when I start working with someone, oftentimes on first sessions, I'm shown visions from the highest, most abundant timeline to really know how to guide them, but it rarely happens in a collective. I feel, you know, it's coming to my mind as well. I often explain this to you guys, that people misunderstand empathy, right? True empathy is when true empaths, we feel the emotions of others. We tap into the energy of others, but we don't allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by these feelings, right? So people usually say, oh, I just saw this thing on the news, and you know, those drastic, really horrible things that are happening in the world. I cannot sleep, or something happened to this person, or there's this, you watch the news and you cannot sleep. You're overwhelmed, and you're saying to yourself that you're an empath. You're not an empath. You're wounded. Empathy means that you feel the emotion of another person in order to be able to feel it and help them, right? But it doesn't stay with you when you're healed, right? It's just momentarily. So you can feel it, you can understand it, and you can act on it, but it doesn't stay with you. If it stays, it's because it's yours, right? Emotions of other people don't stay with us. We feel them temporarily, us healers, empaths, right? We close the session, we forget about this, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to do our jobs. This is why true healers have to be healed. You're never going to be able to be a healer who helps others until the moment that you're healed. So I was hearing for this collective that part of your mission, remember what we said about your person, that something about what they do. I feel like part of your path is to work with people who need more justice in this world. But in order to do that, you really need strength. You really need to embark on a journey of deep healing discovering your authentic self, grounding your energy, maturing your energy, so that it doesn't consume you. So despite of that, you can still celebrate life. Being a healer doesn't mean that you constantly cry and you're overwhelmed, that, you know, atrocities are happening in this world. It is what it is. It is what it is. In the end, it's a sandbox game, and universe in its infinite knowledge knows very well what's it doing, right? Nothing happens. Nothing is a coincidence. There is no coincidence in this world. There's a little bit of randomness, but not coincidence. And you have to understand it. It requires true strength. There's a lot of grounding and growth that has to happen. You really, the both of you, to fulfill your destiny, you really need to, look what I have at the bottom of that, true love. To fulfill your destiny, you really need to become extremely strong, extremely independent, self-loving, grounded warriors. Because no matter what happens in this world, there is always place for joy. There's always place for laughter. If there weren't, it means that the darkness has won. And it wouldn't make much sense. And it wouldn't make much sense. September 24th. Is that a sign? Maybe that has a meaning. Or is that today? To be honest, you guys, when we started with your energy, your person's energy, I wasn't expecting this, but there's a reason for everything. Maybe you needed to hear these things. I was meaning to ask, but I feel like it also answers what this connection really is right now. What we need to know is that it was something that was destined to happen in your life, to put you on a trajectory of your path. To teach you that love is love, to teach you self-worth, to help you to grow, to help you celebrate life, to help you fiercely walk towards your passion and towards your destiny, to grow strength. To learn true empathy. It took a turn, didn't it? All right, you guys. I hope it was helpful. This reading was truly magical. Probably not going to resonate with many people. I wouldn't be surprised if there's one person who waits for that reading and no more. But yeah, I hope it was helpful. And yeah, I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.